Marvel Rivals has just dropped the biggest update of all time. I mean, this is along the lines of like Overwatch 2, you know, when they added all the perks and all the, additional things. I mean, 80% of the roster has changed and so many abilities have been added as well as options basically for each hero. So you're not as stuck into one person's, set ability. I'm going to be talking about my first impressions of this new season and how I've enjoyed it so far. And honestly, it's my favorite season. I just hands down, I'm going to say right off the bat, because you just can play the characters that you want to now. It's like a little bit more because there's just more options. Once again, the game has done a pretty damn good job of like not having a set meta anymore of like it's dive meta this season, oh it's triple strategy set, every single game does feel a lot more different, and it does excite me for the future of Marvel Rivals to see what kind of other team ups they add, or even the team ups that are in the game right now that don't have, the hood in there like as the anchor character. But in season 9.5, obviously we'll be able to mess around more with that and those abilities with the anchor there as well, so it'll be even better. I feel like the game just gives you more reasons to like think about, your team before going in, before the match even starts, and like what sort of team up and what sort of options you guys have as a team to like really upgrade and like try to survive. But yeah, it was really fun to just experiment with the different characters, especially people who you maybe don't play as much or who you tried a lot in previous seasons and you didn't do as good maybe. So just giving everyone another shot with their new team ups has been awesome. So specifically with Mantis, like base kit now having a res, I mean that just shows you where Mantis was like the balance side. I mean, Jardy was not too crazy, not too cracked, not that much healing. But now just having the ability to resurrect yourself when you get picked and having those leaves there, you can immediately when you're back, give to the team. It is a lot better. It has been pretty dang nice, as well as allowing the player to like switch mid game, switch their team up. So like if you aren't dying with Mantis as much and you decide the Star-Lord team up is better, improve the healing, then you can do that. So just being able to have more options, and like, you can in your brain it's either, oh, switch team ups and I'll probably do better here, or switch off, and having to have that game sense of, should I switch team ups here or should I just completely switch to another hero. you know it does add another layer of, you know kind of mind games to it, which I enjoy. I just find it so funny how people were like expecting, I don't know, some other big feature to come to this season 9. Like people were saying, oh, they may add roll queue or something, which, dude, I knew that they weren't gonna add that, because I don't think they're ever gonna add that, because it's not what this game needs. I mean, it's cool that it's so freeing and people have the ability to play who they want. And that does make teams like more, diverse and creative that way. So I've been seeing a lot of Jubilee, people pick Jubilee because they're trying to play her, and it almost is more beneficial to go triple healer, because Jubilee is once again more sided towards, you know, duelist she does a lot of damage. Her healing is not as, you know, focused. She's kind of like Mantis in that way, where she does more damage than healing in a way. So I've been seeing some people like, oh, we should have triple healers here, but like it really does just depend on who you have. Once again, it's not always just gonna be 2-2-2. And that's gonna make you win every time. It's like you do have to get creative with these team ups and with this redesign of the system. But it just makes me happy that the devs do go back to those older characters and help them out, and with this system adding in, you know, even the rocket team ups with like Groot and being able to just spam that. I mean, you basically click the ability and it's like instead of right clicking healing, you left click and it like shoots out healing like crazy fast. Yeah, I was even doing that ability and it was doing decent damage as well. So, but yeah, I even find the Widow rework and everything to be pretty interesting, and how different they actually made the character. Like taking away the ADS completely from base kit and making that be like only an ult thing is insane to me. I mean, I never really played her anyways much before, but I feel like I would be more likely to pick up a character like that. I mean, and I like how too they reworked her and she's not like, you know, insane. Like she's not sniping you out the game every round, you know, like it's still balanced. And don't get me wrong, I think eventually there will be like, oh, this team up's way better than this one, oh, this one's meta, you know, there will eventually be, you know, the more popular option. But I feel like the way that they did design the ability team ups is that it just depends on the enemy team if it's going to be usable or not. So it really, like, you kind of have to like play the match and see, like, you know, for example, the Mantis, like I was saying, like, oh, am I dying in this match? Because if you're not dying as Mantis at all, and you have the Adam Warlock resurrect thing equipped, why do you have that equipped? You're not dying. So obviously you'd have the Star-Lord one on. But if you're getting picked a bit too much and you need something to kind of help with that, maybe your healer is not helping you out as much as you would like, then Adam Warlock for sure. Or I mean, even the Star-Lord one to help out with healing, if you know, kind of gotta weigh the pros and cons of it. It's also pretty funny to me that Mantis, like, you know, getting all these buffs and stuff is a lot better obviously this season, and then you see a lot of dinos like this. Obviously the dino's head is so big, you hear how many headshots I'm getting, and I just load up my leaves because every time you get the headshots you get more leaves, or you like it recovers faster. You know, and you only have 4, so you could just get your leaves back so much faster with the giant, you know, dino head that you're just farming those headshots off of. Which, like, I don't think many dinos are aware like how much they're helping the Mantis when they're doing that, but kind of funny to me. And also I feel like the majority of these dinos are just trying to try out the turrets on his back, because that is a cool team up as well that I was actually trying that on stream earlier as well. Shout out twitch.tv/Francis. I'm live a lot. You guys can catch me over there. But yeah, I was like playing around with that too. It was pretty sick. I think that team up is like definitely better when Punisher joins, but it's still like nice to have guns on the dino now. Before you just had to only rely on your chomp. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching to the end of this video. Thank you so much. Make sure to like if you guys want me to make more videos like this.
because it's always fun to experiment with this sort of stuff and, you know, make more than just streams. So, yeah. Bye, everybody.